Of course, the creations of employment opportunities is one of the major objectives of public sector undertakings. What are the different schemes which have introduced by the government to improve the MSME sectors? So many industries were suffering from lack of raw materials, and which is considered as sickness of industries. Yes, of course, we have adopted mixed economic system which have featured by participations of public sectors also as well as private sectors. Namaste my dear students, Shubha Hebba here, Faculty of Commerce, Vidhyaashram of First Grade College at the Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. Dear students, a warm welcome to this session. In this session, we are going to discuss about industrial development in India, which belongs to the first unit, features and problems of Indian economy of pre-reforms Indian economy. Yes, in the previous session, we have discussed about evolution of industries and Industrial Policy Resolution 1948 and 1956, and also we have discussed about industrial policy and what are the different objectives of industrial policy. Dear students, in this session, we are going to discuss about the further part of industrial development in India, that is about MSME, micro, small scale and medium scale industries, and also we are going to discuss about public sector in India and service sector in India. Yes, let us start the session with different content. Yes, today content. Yes, micro, small and medium enterprises, the meaning and importance of micro, small scale and medium scale enterprises. Yes, the classifications of enterprises on the basis of capital investment. And next one, the government schemes to support MSME in India. Yes, what are the different measures, what are the different schemes which have introduced by the government to improve MSME sectors? MSME sector play a major role in contribution to GDP and also to carry the economic system. And as problems of small scale industries in India. Yes, next one, the performance and role of public sector in India and meaning of public sector, how it is differ from private sectors. And next one, the service sectors, what is the role of service sector, importance of service sector in India. These are all the different content we are going to discuss in this session. Yes, that micro, small and medium enterprises. Yes, that in MSME contribute nearly 8% of the country's GDP and around 45% of that manufacturing output and approximately 40% of the country's export. Yes, it won't be wrong if we are call it as a backbone of economic system. Because of the comparisons to other sectors, yes, it is growing and contributing more. Yes, on the basis of capital investment, there are three types of enterprises. So one is micro enterprises and small scale enterprises or small enterprises and then medium enterprises. Okay, and yes, what is micro, what is small and medium enterprises? Yes, that micro enterprises which has started from that microfinance which not exceeds the 25 lakhs. Yes, that financial investment not exceed the 25 lakhs investment on machineries and plants. And that small enterprises which is more than 25 lakhs and less than 5 crores. Yes, that small scale investment will be more than 25 lakhs and which will not exceed the investment on that machineries and plants and just 5 crores. And then medium enterprises which is more than 5 crores and that less than 10 crores. Yes, investment on machineries and plants. Okay, yes, that is micro, small and medium enterprises. This is the MSME redefined classification on the basis of investment on machineries and plants. Yes, that central government has introduced in 2020, that is Atmanirbhara Bharata. that is Atmanirbhara Bharata, which is Self-Reliant Indian Scheme 2020. Yes, this scheme particularly improve that small scale and medium scale and micro enterprises. Yes, which has including a different important features. Yes, which provide that collateral free loans and providing or that arrangements of loan worth to 3 lakh crore rupees, and which have given the importance to that medium and small scale industries and providing the employment opportunities, and financial assistance will be given to that establishment of small scale industries, and which providing the financial assistance to cottage industries. Yes, so these are all the different things which belongs to MSME in the present situations. And next one, what are the real importance of MSME for the Indian economy? Yes, already as I told, that is 8% of total GDP contributed by MSME productions, and approximately 40% contributed to total export of our country. Yes, and yes, nearby 32% of total employment rate which depends upon MSME. So by the way, we can recognize MSME as playing a very important role to contributions of economic development of our country. Yes, the first one, employment generation. As I told, 32% of total employment depends upon MSME because of it is not required high skilled and highly educated. Yes, that rural peoples or uneducated or unskilled people also can participate in these types of enterprises. And yes, increase the contribution towards GDP. Total 8% of total GDP contributed by MSME productions, and nearby 40% of total exported items which have been produced by MSME only. So what it shows, it tried to improve the conditions of balance of payments. Yes, another one importance, that is promote to all inclusive growth. Yes, by core industry, just agro-based industries which led to development of agriculture sector, and then which has tried to reduce the poverty by providing the employment opportunities to the people, and of course it moving towards to inclusive growth of economic structure. And next one, improve the per capita income. Yes, moreover, that so many micro and small scale industries and medium scale industries started in particular village level, and every village people also can get the employment opportunities which brings the income to the family, and of course automatically the per capita income of that family will get increased, and it contribute to national income of our country. These are all the very important of small scale industries, medium enterprises, and then micro enterprises. And next one, what are the different schemes which have introduced by the government to improve the MSME sectors? And should not neglect the MSME sectors because of that contribution to GDP is considerable, and then employment opportunities, that providing the employment opportunities also is notable. That is why, and the rate of exported items also should be notable. That is why the government should take different measures to improve the MSME sectors. Yes, what are the different schemes to improve the MSME sectors which have introduced by the government? First one, that is PM-EGP and other credit support. Yes, that is PM-EGP, Pradhan Mantri or that Prime Minister Employment Generation Program. Yes, that is Prime Minister Employment Generation Programs with that credit support. These particular program which focusing on eradications of unemployment conditions by providing the education and just providing the financial assistance to motivating the emerging new business. Yes, it providing the credit facilities to new business enterprises. And next one, that is PM-EGP, same that Prime Minister Employment Guarantee Program. Yes, this particular program which implemented through that KVIC and KVIB. Khadi and Village Industrial Commission and then Khadi and Village Industrial Board. That PMEGP, which working through these important two commissions, that Khadi and Village Industrial Commissions. So this is the central level, and in the state level working through Khadi and Village Industrial Board itself. And next one, that is ISEC. What do you mean by ISEC? Interest Subsidy Eligibility Certificate. Interest Subsidy Eligibility Certificate. Yes, Interest Subsidy Eligibility Certificate. Under this scheme, any registered institutions, they can get the loan, financial facilities through that KVIC and KVIB with the very lowest rate of interest. So that will be 4% of rate of interest. Okay, with the very lowest rate of interest, they can get the loan from the banks or any financial institutions. And next one, the development of Khadi, village and co-industries, which particularly agro-based industries. And Khadi and Village Industrial Commissions and Khadi and Village Industrial Board working towards improvements of Khadi industries, and which can be provide that good employment opportunities for women also. And the next one, that market promotion and development schemes. So, which providing the market assistance to Khadi industries and different village industries and also as well as co-ed industries. So, these are all the different schemes which have tried to promote the MSME productions and participations. Yes, with these are all schemes, export market promotions and then domestic market promotions and then skill upgradation and Mahila Koir Yojana. So these are all the different schemes which are introduced by the government to improve the MSME sectors. Yes, so these are all the different topics which belongs to MSME enterprises. And next one, that is what are the real problems of MSME sectors? Yes, that is lack of resources. And of course, that is government has initiated different schemes to improve the MSME, but so many MSME industries were suffering from lack of capital formations and lack of different resources which are essential for productions. And the next one, lack of machinery and equipments. Yes, which required huge capital formations. For rural people, it is not possible to invest, it is not 5 lakhs rupees. For rural people, it is not possible even 5 lakhs rupees also. That is why that where that capital investment is not possible, of course it is not possible to purchase that all the machineries and required equipments. And the next one, lack of raw materials. So many industries were suffering from lack of raw materials, and which is considered as sickness of industries. Those industries were suffering from a lot of problems and coming to the shut down the production process. That is called sickness of industries. Yes, of course, that raw materials are so one of the important inputs to the production process. It is not possible to accumulate the raw materials in the particular time. And next one, that old and orthodox designs. Yes, that primitive methodology in that production manner and old skilled laborers, and they are not able to adopt the new technology and they are not able to compete with the modern outputs. So these are all the different problems coming under the small scale and that micro enterprises. And then problems of labors, very less salary, unorganized conditions. So these are all led to insecurity for the laborers, and the laborers will not wish to work in the particular conditions. Yes, not only this much problems of small scale industries, with just I have noted very important few problems, but there are so many problems. The small scale industries were suffering from so many problems. Government negligency, and then improper implementations of industrial policy, and that lack of demand for that local products. These are all the different problems which have affected the small scale industries very badly. These are all which belongs to that concept of MSME in India. Next, going to that important concept, that is public sectors. What is public sectors? Yes, of course, we have adopted mixed economic system which have featured by participations of public sectors also as well as private sectors. Here the public sectors in the sense, yes, the company in which the union government or any state government or any union territories which have share of that 51% or more. And at presently there are three important industries, that railway industries, atomic energy and explosive materials, which have reserved for only that public sectors. Yes, I think you might have been studied in your first year PUC just in the privatizations. There is a process of disinvestment, which determine the role of private sector in the production sectors. Yes, this is public sector undertakings. Yes, the performance of public sector in India. Yes, what are the objectives of public sectors? Employment generations and then balanced regional development and contribution to public exchequer. Yes, employment generations. Yes, this is the major objectives of public sector undertakings. Here, the government play a major role to run the business and all the decision taken by the government only. Because of that highest contributions, highest shareholder which are authorized by government. And of course, it has given the priority to maintain the social welfare instead of profit motives. Of course, the creations of employment opportunities is one of the major objectives of public sector undertakings. Establishment of heavy industries which can create the heavy employment opportunities. And then balanced regional growth. After Industrial Revolution 1956, they have tried to establish so many industries in backward areas and which can create the employment opportunities and infrastructure development of that particular regional area which are backward areas. And the next one, contribution to public exchequer. Yes, increasing the per capita income and is tried to increasing the national income or contributing to GDP which have contribute to public exchequers. So these are all the different objectives of public sector undertakings. And one more thing, there are three categories in the public sectors. The three classifications in the public sector. So one is departmental undertakings. And non-departmental undertakings. And financial institutions. And financial institutions. Yes, departmental undertakings directly managed by concerned ministry or concerned department. For example, railway department, postal department. So that is belongs to that departmental undertakings. And second one, non-departmental undertakings. Yes, what are the different non-departmental undertakings? That is HPCL and IOCL, Hindustan Petroleum Corporation Limited, and IOCL, Indian Oil Corporation Limited. So this is considered as a public sector undertakings, which is non-departmental undertakings, which means that more than half of the shareholdings belongs to that government. And the next one, financial institutions. Yes, SBI, then UTI, Unit Trust of India, and then life insurance corporations. So these are all which considered as financial institutions. Yes, these are all the different three categories of public sector undertakings. Yes, there are so many problems which have affected the public sector undertakings in India also. Poor policy making, overstaffing and wastage of resources, negligence of government, lack of resources, lack of capital investment. So these are all the different problems which have affected the public sector undertakings very badly. These are all the different concepts which belongs to that public sector performance. Next, another one important and last concept in this chapter, that is service sector in India. India has three important sectors. So one is primary sector considered as agriculture sector, secondary sector considered as industrial sectors, and then service sector considered as terrestrial sectors. Terrestrial sector of the economy generally known as service sectors, and which include that productions of services instead of products. In the recent era, service sector play a major role to contributing to GDP and to stand the economic system of our country. Let us discuss what are the different importance of service sectors. Yes, that first one, contributions of GDP, which have occupied a wide place in the economic system, that is service sectors. It occupied the different fields of commerce, financial institutions, banking sector, railway sector, transport sectors, insurance sectors, and electrical sectors, communication department. These are all the departments. Contribution to GDP is more than agriculture sector and industrial sector also. And during the independence and just after second 5-year plan, it was very less, which means the contributions of service sector was very less. But at presently, it is just 55.2% of total GDP contributed by service sectors. And next one, that is higher CAGR. What is CAGR? That is compound annual growth rate. Compound annual growth rate. So these growth rate which can be utilized for measuring the development of service sectors. During the period of 1950 and 1960s, there was only that 10% of that compound annual growth rate. At presently, it is more than 20% in 2020-21, which tells about increasing the contributions of service sectors to the economic system. And horizontally higher share of services in GSDP. That GSDP means that is gross state domestic product. It is not national income, it is state income. Yes, horizontally higher share of service sector in GSDP, which tells about by state wise it is increasing. By state wise, the contributions of service sector is increasing. If consider different states, Chandigarh which have 85% of contribution and Delhi which is second one, 81% of share contributed by service sectors. Yes, so which tells about that state wise development. And next one, employment generation of service sectors. Yes, of course, that is 33%, approximately 33% of total employment depends on that service sectors. And there was a situation more than half of the total population were dependent on agriculture sector, and next one by industrial sectors. But in the recent development, just service sector absorbed the people from that over dependence on agriculture also as well as industrial sector. That employment opportunities is increasing in that service sectors, and which brings the highest income to that families. And the next one, contribution towards the development of infrastructures. Yes, that service sectors which can create the development of infrastructures. Of course, so this is one of the important field of service sectors. Already, as I told, the service sector comprises different fields. Yes, that is transport, communication, financial sectors, banking sectors, infrastructure, health, education. Yes, these are all the sectors which are occupied by the service sectors contributing to education, health. These are all which indicated by development of infrastructures. Yes, these are all the different importance of service sectors, and with these you can notify about contributing to human development and contributing to India's service trade, and of course it is contributing to development of communications also. So these are all which services given by service sectors. Dear students, so these are all the different topic which I have covered in this session, which belongs to that industrial sector development chapters. I think you have understand the concept, and also you can answer for the questions belongs to these chapters. Yes, I'm coming to the end of this session. Dear students, I would like to say thanks to you all for joined me in this session. Thank you. Keep watching. Read well. Thank you once again.